Hi everyone, I'm Alba from Hollywood. I knew some girls who had fame, kind and supportive parents, or cute boyfriends, but I was the only girl I knew who had all three. My boyfriend was the best. We met on the set of my first big role. I was an actress and I was nervous to act in front of these amazing people who were also talented and experienced. The first person I met that day wasn't nice at all. This super pretty girl walked up to me and immediately started yelling at me. I recognized her from TV and magazine covers. She was an actress named Jamie Hart. Where are the rest of the vegan options? I've told you guys I don't know how many times I'm not eating this stuff. Sorry, I'm not the caterer. I'm an actress, like you. Oh, sweetie, there's no one like me. I'm one of a kind. Good luck, though. I didn't know what to say. When she left, I felt even more scared. Was this what it was going to be like working on a big show? Rude people treating me like I'm their servant? But then right after that, this random guy approached me. He must have noticed how anxious I was because he pretended to trip into the craft service table to cheer me up. Everyone else looked over like he was crazy, but I couldn't stop laughing.
First day?
Yeah, I'm a little nervous.
I was too when I first started.
How did you get over it?
Oh, I didn't. I'm terrified right now.
He grinned at me, and I could tell he was joking. I was having a hard time imagining him ever being scared. He was so comfortable and at ease with himself. I wondered what his job was on set.
Just remember, you're here for a reason. You wouldn't have gotten this job if you didn't nail the audition. You'll be great. I'm Malik, by the way.
And then right after that, I found out he was an actor too, and my co-star on the show. We became close really quickly, and then things turned romantic, and he asked if I wanted to make it official. He got along with my parents, and even my dog was obsessed with him. So my first day got off to a bit of a bumpy start, but things were great now. I felt so much more comfortable on set. It took me some time, but I realized that Malik was right. I was there for a reason. The only person still rude to me was Jamie, but whatever, I didn't care. She was clearly just insecure and felt threatened by my success. Even though I didn't get nervous about my job anymore, there was still one thing that really scared me: my family's curse. Okay, curses aren't real, but I couldn't help worrying anyway. When my mom and grandma were my age, they both ran into some really bad luck. My grandma got into a car accident, and my mom almost got trapped in a house fire. Besides, I'd been lucky for so long. No one could have a perfect life forever. Malik and I got dinner at my favorite restaurant for my birthday. Malik gave me this gorgeous diamond necklace, and the food was amazing. But I couldn't fully enjoy my meal because I was thinking about this stupid curse.
Babe, you know there's nothing to worry about, right? What happened to your mom and grandma was a coincidence. Besides, they're both still here. They got through it.
I know, you're right. I just get anxious sometimes, even when my brain tells me it makes no sense.
You know what I do when I'm feeling anxious?
Before I could ask, there was a loud bang as Malik slammed his knee against the table, pretending to hurt himself. Our plates and silverware jumped, and half the restaurant turned to stare at us. I started laughing. I loved that Malik was willing to make a fool of himself just to make me smile. The table started to shake again. Okay, Malik, you should probably stop before they kick us out.
That isn't me.
All of a sudden, the walls started to shake too. I heard glass shattering, and people were getting up from their tables. Everyone was scared.
Don't panic. It's an earthquake. Come on.
We ran for the exit. Just before we got to the door, I remembered I forgot my necklace. I started to turn back for it, but before I could move, a big chandelier ripped from the ceiling and fell right on top of me. Then everything went dark. There was a strange beeping sound. What was that? When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital bed. My parents were looking down at me with worried faces, and there was someone else there too, a boy who I didn't recognize.
Alba, we are so glad you're awake. You scared us.
What happened?
There was an earthquake. You had an accident at the restaurant where you and Malik were having dinner.
I guess the boy's name was Malik, but why was I having dinner with him? Oh, my head was pounding. I must have hit it pretty hard.
What's the last thing you remember?
I just got the call back letting me know I got the role, and I was on my way to the studio to start my first day. Oh no, I hoped I hadn't missed my first day. I'd worked so hard to get this role.
Honey, you really don't remember anything after that? About the show? About me?
Do we know each other? Malik looked so sad in that moment, but I didn't know what to do. Everything was so foggy, and my head was killing me. After I got home from the hospital, my mom sat me down and explained everything. I had amnesia, and I was missing almost a full year of memories because of my concussion. She said my show was really successful and I was a popular actress, and that boy from the hospital was my boyfriend. After you fell, he ran back into the restaurant to carry you out while the whole building was shaking. We're very fortunate that he was there to help. Wow, sounds like that boy Malik might have saved my life. On set the next day, everyone was so sweet and understanding. Even though I didn't remember all the acting I had been doing, the super famous actress named Jamie Hart went through the scripts with me and helped me catch up. I saw Malik too. He smiled and waved. I think he could tell I still didn't remember him though, because he turned sad and didn't come over to talk. The strangest thing happened. When the director called action, I didn't feel nervous at all. I had been so scared to start my first day, and I barely slept at all the night before, but here I was, nailing it. Then I remembered, this wasn't my first day. It just felt like it was because of my injury. It was all so strange. After a while though, I got back into my routine. Things were going really well with the show. Jamie and I became great friends. We'd go on shopping sprees and have spa days and everything. I was surprised one day at the studio when Malik approached me. I felt like he had been avoiding me. He was always sweet when we spoke, but it was usually just small talk, and that sad look never left his eyes.
Hey, I wanted to ask you something. I know everything's messed up and weird since the accident, but you're someone really special to me. And I know you don't remember, but I was someone special to you too. Maybe we could start over.
What did you have in mind?
Something casual, no pressure. There was a smoothie place you really liked. Maybe we could hang out there.
That I hadn't forgotten. Strawberry banana was my favorite. That would be nice. Malik and I got smoothies later and strolled around the park. The way the sun shimmered on the pond was so pretty. And Malik was so nice and funny. I could see why I must have liked him. I felt bad though because he seemed to know so much about me, but everything he told me about himself was brand new information. I tried really hard to remember, but I just couldn't. Ugh, stupid earthquake. On set the next day, Jamie came up to me after she saw Malik and I talking. Look, I don't know if I should say this because I don't want it to seem like gossip. What is it? You can tell me. Jamie glanced around and lowered her voice. It's about Malik. I'd be careful around him. He's one of those people who only talks to successful people because he's trying to boost his own career. It's pretty gross. I was shocked. That wasn't the vibe I got from Malik at all. But Jamie knew him much better than I did, and she'd been such a good friend to me since my accident. We were best friends before that too. At least, that's what she told me. Malik and I were supposed to hang out again that day after we finished filming, but I told him I wasn't feeling very well. I could tell he was disappointed. It made me doubt myself for a second. Was this really the right decision? We had fun getting smoothies, and my mom said he saved my life. But then I remembered what Jamie told me. Hollywood was full of fake people. You had to be on guard to protect yourself. What if he had lied to my mom about saving me? Jamie came over one night so we could practice lines. I had a huge monologue the next day, and I wanted it to be perfect. Jamie was so generous with all the time she put into helping me. Suddenly, my dog Rocco started to growl at her. Rocco! I couldn't believe it. Rocco was such a sweet and lazy dog. He loved everyone. What's his problem? Sorry, he must have smelled one of your pets. He's not usually like this. I don't have any pets. The next day, Malik approached me while we were getting ready to film.
Hey, is everything okay? I tried calling and texting, but you never answered.
Yeah, I've just been really busy.
Okay, Alba. Have fun with your new best friend, I guess.
What's that supposed to mean?
You blew me off last week, and now you're giving me the cold shoulder. And you spend all your time with Jamie, who you don't even like.
Of course I like her. And Jamie has really been there for me since my accident. You barely even talked to me until a few days ago.
I was trying to give you space. I'm sorry, I didn't know how to handle you forgetting me. It was like we were strangers again, except I still had all these great memories of us together.
I didn't ask to get a concussion. You're acting like I did it on purpose.
That's not what I meant. I'm sorry. I'll leave you alone from now on.
I thought my day couldn't get any worse, but just then, the director came up to me and told me that my monologue had been given to Jamie. I was devastated. I found Jamie getting her hair and makeup done for the big scene. Hey, what happened? They just told me that you're doing my monologue instead. Oh, I told them that you were still feeling really tired from your accident and weren't up for such a big, dramatic scene. I thought you'd be happy. Thought I'd be happy? You knew how important this was to me. Why would you do that? I thought you were my friend. That's how things work here, sweetie. It's really not a big deal. And if you don't mind, I need to get ready for my monologue. I spent the rest of the day trying not to cry. I felt like Jamie had taken a mask off and I'd finally seen the real her. A selfish monster who'd been using me this whole time. At the end of the day, I snuck onto an empty set and finally cried and let it all out. Everything was so messed up. My accident had ruined my life. It was that stupid curse, I knew it. My mom might not believe in it, but how could she say it wasn't real now? I stared at the set. It was this huge dark sky filled with galaxies and stars and comets. The door opened. Malik saw me and started to head over, a little bit hesitant. Suddenly, he tripped over an electrical cord and almost fell. I burst out laughing. He was such a goofball. He smiled and sat down beside me.
Hey, so I know I said I'd leave you alone, and I still will if that's what you want, but I wanted to give you this first. I went back for it after the accident.
Then he took out this beautiful necklace. It looked oddly familiar. When he handed it to me, our fingers touched, and suddenly, everything came rushing back to me like a flood. Malik and I were playing with my dog Rocco, the two of us cuddling while we watched a movie, on the red carpet together getting our photos taken. I remembered it all. Malik. I took his hands. He looked at me with a puzzled expression, and then he saw it in my eyes. That I remembered him. That I remembered us. He leaned in and kissed me in front of the galaxies and stars. A moment later, a security guard came in.
Hey, you guys can't be in here.
Malik and I laughed and then raced off the set holding hands. The next day, I found out that Jamie had been fired. It turned out that she was only acting like my best friend because she had heard a rumor that her character was being written off the show. I would have tried to help her if she'd just been honest with me, but now it was too late. Anyway, things went back to normal. Eventually, I stopped thinking about the curse. It wasn't real anyway. The only real thing was life's ups and downs, and I couldn't control that. All I could do was be here in the moment. In this moment, I was enjoying a strawberry banana smoothie with my boyfriend, and it was perfect. Malik grinned at me.
You know what would make this moment even more perfect? If more people liked and subscribed to MSA,
He said with a knowing wink. I couldn't help but laugh at his suggestion. Hi, I'm Brittany from Philadelphia. Please like and subscribe. I was raised by my single German mom who moved to the US before she had me, and she wasn't a very conventional mom. For starters, I was allowed to call her by her name, Julia, and other people just didn't get that.
Carol, excuse me, can I please go to the bathroom?
it's Miss Carol, honey. You don't call adults by their first names, like you say mom. You don't use her name.
Yeah, I do. I call her Julia all the time. What's wrong with that, Carol?
She thought I was being cheeky and got mad, and I really didn't understand why. But after that, I started using Miss, Mr., or Mrs. with names of everything in her class, just to be on the safe side. Mr. Apple, Miss Banana, Mrs. Pencil, and for some reason, that annoyed her too. Mom always treated me more like her BFF than her daughter, and we could have candid conversations about anything.
How many boyfriends have you had, Julia?
5.
Can I have a boyfriend?
Sure, but I warn you, boys are annoying.
Was my dad annoying?
He was the worst. Lazy, stupid jerk. He always stole my chocolates.
I'm glad he's not around.
Okay, is Santa Claus real?
Ugh, of course not. I buy your amazing presents, not some fat old man.
I thought so, Julia. Life was pretty good, till a woman moved next to us in the 3rd grade. She had a son who seemed to be my age, and Mom and I were excited to welcome them to the neighborhood, but the lady didn't seem too happy to see us.
What is it? You woke me up from my nap. Oh, we just brought you a butter pecan pie. A what now?
A butter pecan pie. That's just her German accent.
Sounds really weird. I'll return the dish once we've eaten it. Okay, danke. What did you say? I said okay, danke. Who are you calling a donkey, you weirdo?
And then she smashed the pie in Mom's face. Mom lost it and attacked her, and several neighbors had to stop them from ripping each other's hair out. I tried telling the lady and her son that danke means thank you in German, but they just wouldn't listen. And that was the day an endless war started between the two houses. Alan's mom worked the night shift and slept during the day, so Mom made sure she did everything noisy during that time, like mowing the lawn, hammering nails in the wall for hanging pictures, and playing the drums. Yeah, she bought a drum set just for that purpose. And in turn, we'd often find our washed laundry in the mud, dog poop on our doorstep, our newspaper crosswords always done, and trash outside our gate.
Hey, you pick this up before I come and kick your bottom. You should go back inside. There's already enough garbage on the street. Our moms also kept calling the cops on each other. They were playing their music too loud. We were not. They're keeping an illegal animal in that house. We just own a cat, you moron. But you've been keeping lice in your hair and spreading it in the neighborhood. Officer, arrest her. We shared a wall, and one time, Mom was playing music and Alan's mom started banging on the wall. Mom got pissed and banged even harder. Then Alan's mom punched a hole through the living room wall with a broom. You stupid cow. You've ruined my wall. It's not your wall, it's mine. Alan and his mom tossed a bunch of trash through the hole, and of course, we returned the favor. And for me and Alan, our feud didn't even stay at home. We made each other miserable in school with stupid pranks. One day, I discovered slime in my locker, and just then, I heard Alan talking trash about me to his friends in the hallway. I'd had enough, so I threw toilet water on him.
Wow, you smell terrible.
I'll get you for that, Brittany.
Ooh, I'm scared. You gonna get your mom to punish me, you mama's boy?
I can take care of myself, you ugly monkey. There was never a moment of peace between us. And then in 9th grade, our moms both came to school for the school play and started fighting over a seat. Hey, that's mine. It doesn't have your name on it. If it did, how would you know? It's not like you can read English. They started shoving and scratching each other. A couple of teachers had to drag them out of the auditorium as Alan and I looked on in horror. It seemed like everyone was talking about us. I don't think I've ever felt so embarrassed in my entire life. Seriously, I wish the ground would swallow me whole. Wow, look at us. We actually agree on something. And honestly, I was getting a little sick of it all. We had done about as many nasty things as we could to each other, and I was beginning to wonder what the point of it was. Julia, why don't we just move and put all this behind us? No. That's exactly what that woman wants, and I won't let her have it. But there were more and more days where I saw Alan, and it wasn't my first instinct to glare at him or call him stupid or throw my drink in his face. And I started noticing a similar change in Alan. I think the two of us had reached the same conclusion. We had outgrown this feud. We weren't friends, like not at all, but we weren't really enemies anymore either, which somehow led us to being partnered for a class project. Oh, great. I'm stuck with you. Are you gonna set my notebook on fire or stab me with a pencil? Look who's talking. You threw rotten eggs through my bedroom window and put a dead fish in my mailbox. I'm not exactly thrilled about this either. Whatever, let's just get it over with. We knew there would be a huge fight if either of us told our mothers we were working together. So we kept it a secret and met up in parks and cafes. I didn't expect to enjoy myself, but weirdly, I did. One day, I caught him staring at me. What are you looking at? I always thought your face looked like a rotten tomato, but when you smile, you're kinda cute. Oh yeah? Your face looks like a raisin. Raisins are sweet, and they're good for you. The next day, Alan gave me a basket of golden raisins with a silly note that made me smile. Alan was actually really funny. He made me laugh more than anyone else, and I could almost forget all the things he'd done to make me angry over the years. Brittany, I know our moms hate each other, but I was thinking. You mean you finally got that brain of yours to work? Haha, very funny. Truth is, I don't hate you. I'm not sure if I ever really did. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Even after the project was done, we kept sneaking around and hanging out as much as we could, watching movies and taking long walks, and the more time I spent around him, the more I started realizing that I liked him. Alan, I think You've fallen head over heels for me, you've been struck by Cupid's arrow, you can't get enough of me, and you think about me all the time. I wouldn't say all that. Okay, fine. If you were gonna say that you liked me, then you should know that I like you too. So, what should we do about it? I have some ideas. Then Alan pulled me close and kissed me. Our moms were still getting into fights, but that didn't mean we had to be a part of it. When we were in school, we could totally pretend none of that drama was real. And afterwards, we would hang out in places where our moms weren't likely to find us. Sometimes we'd even use the hole connecting our houses to talk after our moms had gone to sleep. Things seemed to finally be going well, mostly. When should we tell our moms? Don't you think it's too soon? Considering that they hate each other, it seems like any time would be bad. Besides, aren't you sick of sneaking around behind their backs? I'm not really used to keeping secrets from my mom. I guess you're right. Why don't you come over for this big family dinner Mom's hosting tomorrow, and I can introduce you as my girlfriend then. She won't make a scene in front of so many people, trust me. That night, I showed up at the party all decked out, and Alan greeted me at the door. Wow, you look amazing. You look good too, aside from the sweat on your forehead. I'm just a little nervous. I'll be fine. The house was filled with guests, and they were really nice to me. A few minutes later, we all went to the dining room, and that's when Alan's mom walked in with the roast chicken and saw me. What is that awful girl doing here, Alan? Alan was about to speak, but then suddenly he pushed me away instead. I have no idea, Mom. She must have snuck in. She has a crush on me, and she's just obsessed. Like a psycho-stalker. I was so shocked and hurt, I couldn't even move or speak. You horrible child. Get off my property at once or I'll call the police. Alan's mom picked up a bowl full of spaghetti and hurled it at me. I ducked just in time and went running out the door in tears. And when my mom found me sobbing on my bed later, I told her what had happened. She was beyond furious. I'm not going to let them both get away with this. Julia, can't we please just move away? I'm so sick of all this fighting. No, we are staying right here, and we are planning revenge. She came up with all these crazy ideas for how I could embarrass him at school or out in public, and some of them involved his mom. I was getting so frustrated that my brain was about to explode. Just stop! What do you mean stop? You haven't even heard the rest of the plan. I'm sick of this. I don't want to be part of your stupid plan. There's no need to be rude to your mother. If you have a better plan, share it. OMG, you are not hearing me. I'm tired of this stupid feud and I don't care about getting revenge on anyone. And I wish you would act like a mother for once. I ran outside and bumped right into Alan. What are you doing here? Brittany, look, I don't have much time. My mom's out and I wanted to say, I don't care about what you have to say. We decided to tell your mom about us and you chickened out and lied about everything. Wait, please. I know I was a jerk and a coward and I shouldn't have acted like that. I just froze up. Congratulations on your self-awareness. Now get out of my way. You don't understand. My mom's terrifying. She gets that crazy look in her eyes. I can't make her mad. She's really hard on me. But I know that's not a good excuse and I really am sorry. I love you so much. I want to shout it from the rooftops. I hate hiding things and living like this. What if we didn't have to hide it? Our moms will never see eye to eye. We need to find a way. If you really care enough. Of course I do. Both our moms were on alert because of what had happened, so we had to be extra careful sneaking around and meeting up, which led to some pretty close calls. One night, I even had to climb a tree and leap over Alan's backyard fence when his mom got home from work early. And then a day came when we were hanging out at the park, and suddenly my mom popped out of a bush. Aha! I knew something was going on. How could you, Brittany? Mom, Alan. Suddenly, Alan's mom appeared from behind another bush. Why would you associate yourself with that awful girl? Because we love each other. Your evil daughter has brainwashed my son. More like, your demon son has brainwashed my daughter. Our moms fell into an all-out fight, pulling hair and screaming and trying to gouge each other's eyes out. It was insane. But Alan and I looked at each other and just ran away from there. We were done. And for the next 3 days, we hid at my friend's house and made her swear not to tell our mothers. After a while, our moms reported us missing and flyers of our faces were posted all over the city. You know we can't do this forever, Brittany. I know, but I'm not sure I'm ready to go back yet. I'm not either, but we have to eventually. The next morning when we went home, both our moms came running out, pulling us into hugs and sobbing. Brittany, where have you been? I was very sick. Alan, how could you do this to your poor mother? Alan took my hand as we faced them together. Alan and I are together. That's not going to change just because you can't get along with his mom. We've always been so close, Julia, but you're ruining our relationship and making me miserable. I need you to stop being so selfish. Don't make us choose between you two and our relationship. You both need to respect our decision. You don't have to like each other, but you need to respect and tolerate each other if you want us in your lives. You got it? Our moms looked at us and then at each other, and for the first time that I could remember, they didn't start fighting. Instead, they shook hands. All right, this doesn't mean we are friends though, but can we call a truce? Gross. Why would I think we're friends? But yeah, truce.